while it becomes about who? It becomes about you. Our church. When did you die for the church? When did you die for something? No, it's no longer the Church of Jesus Christ anymore, is it? It's our building. What? What are you talking about? We call that pride. You know what pride is according to Scripture? It's an over-exaggerated opinion of yourself. But what we tend to do when we become prideful, we dismiss others.
Right, say it again fast.
We dismiss people because they don't live where we live. They don't drive what we drive. They don't have in their pocket what we have in our pocket. They don't dress the way I dress. So I began to elevate me as I press you down. Not the church. You know, some churches you can't go in. Y'all know that. I remember when I got to Alaska, I drove by this church and I told my wife, we can't go there. Our car didn't match. We had a Toyota 4Runner. Oh, no Toyota 4Runners over there, Audrey. So we had to keep driving until we saw 4Runners and Jeeps. Amen. Amen. With a moose across the front or something. We couldn't stop there, friend. We understood. Y'all understand.
That's right.
But the Bible tells us that God wants his people to remain humble. And as we remain humble, God begins to exalt not only us, but the work of our hands. God begins to exalt himself because he says your pride will bring you low. God wants us, even though we're building Mount Olive, the basic is what? Trust the Lord. Yes. Trust the Lord. Because we know that without him, we can do nothing. We want to continue to trust God. Because when we trust God, you have to trust God because what you're doing is greater than what you can do. You don't have enough of anything. God says, that's why I'm in this thing with you. I got this. And God will never assign anything to your hands that he can't do. Oops, God can do everything. Because with God, all things are possible. That's what God. But God also has assigned a part of the work to my hands. Our problem sometimes as believers in Jesus Christ is we confuse work with faith. Oh yes, God gave you a promise. But God also told you to put your hand to the plow.
All right now. All right.
So don't get it confused that your hand shouldn't be on the plow.
All right now.
Because God has assigned this to your hand. God has a part in there for us.
Yes.
Deacon King talked about our part.
Yes, sir.
He talked about it earlier. God said, yes, I have grounded this promise in me and in my word. But there's a part in it for you.
Yes, yes.
Your job is to go get the harvest. That's your part. The harvest is waiting on you, Mount Olive. God says, I've given the harvest. I've given it to you. And God is not going to get the harvest in. It'll set in the field and go fallow. God says, that's for you to do. And you don't need to pray to God to do any more. God said, I've done my part now.
All right now.
I have prospered you. But what you've got to do is have the right mind to what God is doing in you. And so we've got to trust the Lord. But we got to do our part. And you can't pray your way out of this thing. That's where we get it confused. Lord, come do this, and Lord, come do that. God says no. And then we put God on the timeline. God, come do this. But I'm going to tell you, the Chicago Mass Choir sang a song. What was it out there? I know you know. Come on, help me out now. There you go. I know she knew it. I know she knew that song. Back in the 90s, you can't hurry God. You have to do what? You have to trust and get, come on. Come on, AJ. AJ, trust and give him time. What? No matter how long it takes. See, God is trying. You make your wife smile over there. You know any more than words? But you own it right now, brother. He's a God that you can't hurry. So you don't have to worry, because he may not come when you want him, but he's always right on time. Except the Lord. So I know that we all have times of fear and impatience, doubt, worry. But God is true to himself. And God is true to his word. And God is true to his work. And God is working it out. And I'm telling you, God is big enough to handle anything and everything that it takes to get his promise fulfilled. So I know we still have much to do. We drive by Minneville Road, and yes, it looks like it's fairly complete, but I'm telling you, there's still a long list of do this and do that and hook this and plug that. But God has it all. But we have to trust him. There are times that we may feel that what God has asked us to do is impossible. But you have to remember that all things are possible with God. You may even get to a point in your life where things are happening and you say, Lord, I just can't do it. But God is going to tell you every time you can do all things through Christ. You may say to God, I'm tired, Lord. I'm weary now. He says, come unto me. Come unto me, and I will give you rest. Lord, I'm worried and I'm frustrated. Cast all your cares on me, for you know that I care. Lord, I can't go on sometimes. But he's going to tell you my grace is sufficient. Lord, I just can't figure out the next step. And the Lord says, I will direct your path. Lord, I just can't manage this awesome task. God says, that's okay. I will supply your every need. Sometimes we will become afraid of the enormity of the task, but we got to remember, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. If you're not smart enough to see your way through it, then ask him who is wisdom, and he will upbraid you. All I'm trying to say this morning now is that we need to remain encouraged, not only as we continue with our building project, but as we go through our lives. Except the Lord. You can do nothing except the Lord. Your labor is in vain. Except the Lord. Vanity of vanity. See, that's how the devil gets us. The devil takes nothing and causes it to appear to be something. And then we chase after that bubble until it pops. And that's when you realize it never was anything there. If Jesus Christ is not in it, it's all in vain. And anytime we set our hands and hearts to do anything, we have to begin by humbling ourselves, submitting ourselves to Jesus Christ, seeking his face. Then the Lord will surely do it. The Lord will surely perform it. I will perform that which I started in you.
Yes.
Except the Lord.
Yes, sir.
And everything that we'll do is in vain. Except he built it. And that goes for that building over there. If it's not grounded in the promise of God, then it's in vain. We would have been far better to stand outside under the canopies of the stars than to do something in vain. We could be covered by the morning dew if it would bring praise, honor, and glory to God. God is good, church. Come on, dear. God is good. So don't go through life building plans. James, the apostle, said what? If the Lord be willing, I'll do this and I'll do that. Too often we make plans and God is not a part of it. God has to be the author of your plan. If not, then your labor is sure in vain. God is good, church. Am I right about it? God is good. God is good. We bless him this morning. We bless God. Because he started something here in Mount Olive that only God can do. And except God continues to lead, we will never finish it. But the Lord is building it. And we must continue to give him the praise, honor, and glory. And we must also allow God to use us, to work in us, through us, for his honor and for his glory. Amen? Except the Lord. Once God's in it, then words like I drop out of your vocabulary. Not I, the Bible says, but the God, the Christ that lives in me. Not I. It's not I, Lord. Not I. The only thing I claim is my sin. Because it's mine. Because I did it. But except the Lord cleanses me, I shall never be clean. Stand with me. We got to go home. God is good. I bless God for you here today. And I pray that as you go throughout the week and the days ahead, that the words will speak deep to your heart. That we'll step back and look at what we're doing with our lives and where we're headed. And you got to see Jesus in it. Now, I don't care what it is. If God is not in your career choices, then your career will be in vain. Oh yeah, you'll prosper in it according to me. You will prosper in the system of a man, but you will give an account for it in the system of God. But God says everything has to be held accountable to me. And I thank God. Amen. I started out in the military a long time ago. But I cracked that code. I cracked that code, Miss Carol. And God said, Clyde, I'm not in your career. Whoa! We got it's called a mess now. But God says, good. Now let's see if we can't build a life together. God is good. Am I right about it somewhere? God is good. The beginning of the Lord's building your life begins with a decision for Christ. And so today, if you have not made that decision, then my job is simple. Is to offer to you the promise of God. A promise that's grounded in God himself, that whosoever calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. That's it. It's grounded in his immutable word. Yes, sir. That if you call on the name of the Lord, thou shalt be saved. Yes. For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. So if you're here today, and you would now call on the name of the Lord, I invite you to come and give God your heart.